Hi, I'm Effie and this is What Effie Reads. I'm super excited because it's that time of the month where I get to play my TBR game.
Pitch black, yeah, his eyes are green. Head's messed up, but heart's so clean.
So this month I'm going to be picking out the 4 books that I'm going to be priority reading in the month of April. For those that haven't seen my TBR game before, every month I play a game of Pokémon. At the moment I'm working my way through Pokémon Arceus. Every Pokémon that I encounter, so basically ones that I try to catch and ones that I battle, I use the type of Pokémon that they are to provide me with a prompt for my TBR game. I've decided I'm going to try something a little bit different with this month's TBR, and I'm going to do it a bit more like a let's play. So I'll pop my game full screen and me in the corner or little talking through my gameplay, and we'll see how that works. But first we need to decide at what point in the game I start counting my encounters. So I need to bring up a random number generator. And my game was 43 minutes, so I need to pick a number between 1 and 43, and let's see, 21 minutes in, I will start my game. Okay, so at the moment I seem to be running about. I think this is where I found a glitch in the game. As you can see, my character appears to just be floating in midair, and that amused me somewhat. Okay, am I going to explore? Am I going to see if I can find some Pokemon? Let's see if I'm going to encounter a Pokemon soon. You can see I've not quite gotten the hang of the controls yet. Am I going to do a battle? Looks like I might be about to do a battle. Let's see. Yes, I am battling an Apom. The first Pokemon they encountered was an Apom, and let's see, that is a normal type, which is a nice easy prompt to get me started, as I need to read a book that is under 300 pages. I think I know which book I'm going to pick for that, but I need to go grab my copy and double check it's the right length. So I've just checked and it is the right length. So I'm going to put a Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide, which is a manga, and it is the Queer Picture Book Club, which is Spoops' monthly book club. It's the pick for April, so perfect addition to my TBR. So picking back up where we left off, I am currently battling an Alpha Apom, and let's see if I can catch it. I have a weird recollection that I didn't manage to catch it, and I was really frustrated. So it's completely knocked out my Murkrow, and I spent some time figuring out what the best Pokemon to use against it would be, and in the end I chose my Machoke, I think. Yes, I chose my Machoke, and managed to get it just in the right area. It knocked out my Pokemon, and then this happened, and I was like, really? I probably could have caught it. I was so annoyed, but that's the game really. It's all kind of a gamble to try and figure out when the right point to try and catch a Pokemon is, and figuring out, oh, looks like I can evolve a Pokemon. Am I going to evolve it? Yes, I am. Shannon is going to reach her final form. And I absolutely love this final form. I think it's really, really stunning. And There we go. The final form of Shannon is the Samurott, which is a really impressive looking Pokemon. I'm not quite sure what animal it's based off of, if it's based off an animal at all. It's just really impressive to look. I've just realised I need to pick a book because I count evolutions as well. So I'm going to pause the game here and pick a book. So a Samurott is a water type. So I thought it's quite fitting that I'm going to put she and I onto my TBR. The prompt for a water type is a buddy read, and this happens to be my buddy read with the real life Shannon in April. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I picked up this copy at Granite Noir and I'm so intrigued to read it, and also to read it alongside Shannon because I think we're going to have lots of thoughts and feelings. Okay, back to exploring. Let's see what Pokemon I encounter next. I have a feeling I just ran around, did I? I don't know. Just picking up the stuff that was dropped when the Apom fainted. Am I going to try and catch it? Yes, I am. Or battle it, maybe. Okay, so my next Pokemon is a Mothim. A Mothim is a bug flying type, which means I get to bring out the bug part, and I finally actually folded up my stars for it, so I can pick a prompt. For a flying type, I need to read a book that features witches, which I think is unlikely that whatever my prompt or book that I pick out is going to feature witches, but it would be great if it did. Let's see if I can get this open now. Oh, there we go. I bet it's upside down though. Oh, that looks like that's an actual title. Girl Unknown by Karen Perry. I'm pretty sure that's a thriller, so definitely not featuring witches. So I'm going to grab Girl Unknown. I think I know where it's on my shelves. And also have a look, see if I can find a book that features witches. So I've grabbed my copy of Girl Unknown. It's a bit chunkier than I would like, but I think this is one of my self-destructing books, so it'll be good to read it, or at least attempt to read it, and then I know whether I want to keep it or not. And for a book that features witches, I've gone super easy on myself, and I've got 5 seconds before witch falls in love. Like, I presume, given that a witch is in the title, this is actually going to feature witches. And hopefully I've got one more encounter and then that will be my TBR. So we are back to the battle with Mothim. Sorry, that was my pen. I'm going to guess this was a fairly quick battle. But as I say, even though I've played this game, I think it was yesterday, I can't remember how it went down. I am enjoying this game still. I'm finding the learning curve quite steep. I still don't know what types of Pokemon are strong against which other types of Pokemon. And I'm also finding that I'm having to sandbox a lot to get my Pokemon up to a standard where I can actually progress. Oh, space-time thingies forming. That's pretty cool. Am I trying to catch a combi? I think I'm trying to catch a combi. Let's see if I throw the... No, I don't throw the ball. That's not going to count as an encounter then. I also think the graphics are pretty bad. I think I've gotten used to a certain level of graphics in my games and they're just not it in this game. I have seen like various different fan edits of ways that people have improved how the game looks visually. So I know that in theory it'd be possible, but I also understand that this is a massive scale of game and it's easier said than done to make it as aesthetically pleasing as we might like. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I think I'm trying to figure out where the space-time distortion is, but I'm just like running up the mountains, which is really random. I had that a couple of times when I was playing this game. Clearly I was pushing right up against the boundaries, but it's really frustrating that when you do that, it's like it gets foggy and you can't really see where you are. And the amount of times I thought I was going to end up running my weird deer, I think that's what it's called, off a cliff because I couldn't see where I was anymore. And that's kind of what I was saying about the graphics, is that there's times where I just can't tell what's going on in the game. Like there's a whole area, I think it's like the first area you like travel to, if that makes sense. Like there's an area that's right outside the village, and then there's like the next area you travel to is I don't know, it's like boggy, and I was having so much difficulty playing in that area because the graphics just weren't up to snuff. All these fields are so cute. Don't know why I just ran past them all. Hopefully I'll have an encounter soon, because I've just been running around for 3 minutes at this point. Oh dear. Oh, I found the space-time distortion. Although I can never tell if it started or not. I don't think it has at this point, but I think I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And climbing up hills without success, apparently. And standing on a hill. Oh, I'm going to recharge my Pokemon. Which means we're probably going to do that running across the plains all over again. Which I'm sure is frustrating to watch, but I'm sure I'll have an encounter soon. Let's see. Let's kick this video up to 2x speed, shall we? Okay, so the reason that I deliberately don't remember what's happening in my game is so that when I do this thing where I go back through my playing and pick my books, I'm not conscious of sorry. Oh, we have an encounter! Yay! I think my point quickly was just so that I don't go into my game knowing what books I'm going to get to pick. But we have a Parasect, so let's see what type of Pokemon that is and pick, hopefully, my last book. So a Parasect is a bug grass type, which I don't think we've ever had a situation where two dual types have come up, but they've not been the same kind of dual type. So I'm not going to count that as a repeat, so I don't have to add an extra book. But Bugpot is obviously a bug type, and a grass type is a bug that will self-destruct in 11 months. So hopefully, whichever book I pick from my pot is on my self-destructing list. But if not, I will pick one from behind me. I think I know what's on my list, roughly. Let's see. Honestly, I go to all this effort of folding up the stars and then you can't even see them. But you just have to trust me that I do fold them into stars. Is it going to have a book on it? can't tell. Oh, it does have a book, but it's not a self-destructing one. So the book is Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeil. So I'm going to grab a copy of that, and I'm also going to have a look on my shelves and pick a book that will self-destruct. The final two books I'm going to add, as you saw, Circus of Wonders. This is a book that I happen to have 3 different editions of. If you want to check them out, I've got a video linked above. And for a book that will self-destruct, I've decided to pick up Never Evers. When I read the blurb of this for my original self-destruct video, it sounded a lot like Prince and the Pauper story, so I've been really intrigued to pick it up. So that is my TBR. I've got a couple of books that I need to read for video projects, but as it is still March at the time of filming, I may just squeeze them in at the end of the month. I'll be back in, and this time I don't have a onesie on. The reason I am jumping in right now is because since I filmed my TBR, G has announced the next round of the Magical Readathon, which will be taking place in April. So I've decided to add some more books to my list. So I'll link G's announcement video for this round of the Magical Readathon. So if you want details about how it works, please go check out her video. But I will quickly run through the bits that are relevant to my TBR. So first off, I haven't picked a calling, which means that I don't know which prompts I actually need to fulfill. I'm kind of going to just assign books to all the subjects, because between the 4 callings, I'm stuck between all the subjects except for one are covered. So I'm going to pick a book for each subject, except that one. And then hopefully at the end of the month, if I've completed all of the subjects, then I'm just going to have to make a decision. But if I haven't completed all of the subjects, the hope is that I will be able to limit my choice based on that. I don't know if it's going to work. I guess we'll see. So I'm going to quickly run through the books. Where possible, I've tried to use books from my TBR, but you can't double up on prompts, which means that I've only got 6 books on my TBR, so there's a lot more I had to fill the gaps in with. So first up, Alchemy, which is a book featuring romance, and for that I'm going to use 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love. For Animal Studies, a quick read, so I'm going to go for our Not So Lonely Planet travel guide. For Art of Illusion, a trope you like, I'm going to put Never Evers, because I think it's a Prince and the Pauper story. I'll have to see how it works if you read a book that doesn't have the trope, that doesn't fit the prompt where you thought it did. But that's the plan for that. I should say as well, none of these are like definite. I may switch them out during the month depending on how I'm feeling. For Astronomy, it's a book that's at the top of your TBR list, and that was easily She and I. For Conjuration, it's a book with a source of light on the cover. So I'm going to go with Chivalry. The Holy Grail appears to have light coming off it, but it also has like iconography of like sun and the moon. So I feel like this is going to be a good one. I'm trying to make it easy on myself, so trying to go for things that I think are going to be short or quick, and we'll see how I get on. For Demonology, a book with the word shadow in the title. This was probably one of the prompts I struggled with the most. So I've decided to put The Shadows Between Us on, as I think it's available on Scribd, so potentially I could listen to the audiobook. Am I talking really fast? I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry. For Elemental Studies, it's a book under 100 pages. And for that, I've provisionally written down the Communist Manifesto because I didn't read it last month. Is that when I put it on my TBR? This month? I have no idea. What is time? I don't know where my copy is, but I know it is under 100 pages, so I feel like that's a good shout. But also, you know, there's Amazon original stories tend to be under 100 pages. Like, I've got options that just felt like it made sense to put on. For spells and incantations, it's short stories or essay/essays. And for that, I'm going to read Vampires Never Get Old. I think, yeah, it's edited by Zoraida Cordova and Natalie C. Parker. I think this was gifted to me by Shannon, my bestie, who's always linked in the comments. I'm absolutely desperate to read it. I love vampires, as you might be able to tell from the fact that my favourite childhood series is the Saga of Darren Shan. Just absolutely love the mythos of vampires, and I've been really desperate to read this, so I'm going to use this as an excuse. For Inscription, it's an intimidating read, and I'm going to put Circus of Wonders. I'm not really sure why it intimidates me, but it does. I think maybe part of it is that I got 3 editions of it, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. Like, the editions are absolutely beautiful, but it's always a little bit scary to buy multiple editions of a book before you've read it. For Lore, it's a book that's mythology inspired, and I'm going to read Medusa by Jessie Burton. This is an absolutely gorgeous book. The end papers are really pretty, and it also has the most stunning naked hardback. Like, how gorgeous. For Psionics and Divination, I am going to be rereading Blade Runner. My copy is absolutely falling apart, but I do have, ooh, see, my cover came off in my hands. But I'm going to reread Blade Runner. It's been a long time since I first read it. I remember it being very confusing, but hopefully it'll be okay. I do think it technically takes place in the past now, because I think it's set like a couple of years ago, but obviously was written many years before that. Yeah, I can't remember, but I do remember like social media being like, oh, this is the day that Blade Runner happened, and now Blade Runner's the past. But I feel like any future fiction counts, so things like A Clockwork Orange and Brave New World, because they're written so far in the future from when they were originally written. Am I making any sense? I'm so sorry. I've been really scattered this week. For Restoration, it's a book featuring healers, and for this I'm going to put The Bone Witch on. I know it technically features necromancers, but I feel like raising the dead is kind of a form of healing. Do you agree with me? I don't know. For Shapeshifting, which is the final subject I need to assign a book to, it's a creature with claws on the cover, and I'm going to go with Mini Minority Monsters by Tab Kimpton. It's just like the cutest little book with all kinds of queer mini mythical monsters in. It's very cute, and in saying there's a creature with claws on it, I don't know if you call those claws, but it has got a dragon. I'm sure it's got other animals on the front as well. I don't think that adorable character has claws. Oh, it's also got, I think that's a harpy, which I guess has got claws. Yeah, so I'm going to count it. So that is actually my TBR. It's a lot more intimidating than originally was, but also I feel like I've tried to make it fairly easy on myself. comment if you think I've been really stupid with any of these prompts, and let me know if you're participating in Magical Readathon. And I guess back to my original wrap up. Let's run through my books. So we've got Never Overs by Tom Ellen and Lucy Iverson, Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeil, 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love by Zeniko Sumia, Girl Unknown by Karen Perry, She and I by Hannah King, Our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide by Monet Sarai. So I have got a fair few books on this list, but also I do have 2 manga. So I don't know what I think about this TBR actually. It feels like it's kind of chunky, but also kind of manageable. I guess we will see. And watch this space to see how I get on with that, I suppose. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books and if there's any in particular you're really interested to hear my thoughts on. And until next time, bye!
There's a place in my heart